stuff. But anyways, so the Blockchain Futurist Conference in Toronto. This was great. Went to it. It was last week, like I said. Wasn't doing the show last week, but I do have some photos and stuff to share from the conference that was kind of cool. This was me, obviously, kind of like heading from the train. This is a Union Station in Toronto, kind of cool thing. There's me at the CN Tower in Toronto. Toronto's a great city. Spent a lot of time there. I live in Ottawa now, but this was kind of a great vibe. This was meeting for the first time in person, Jesse from Hashport, which again is like the bridge for Hedera, getting other coins from other networks into our ecosystem. So it was great to meet Jesse. And of course, May from Hashpack. This was an awesome event hosted by, if anyone's familiar with Orbis 86, they hosted a great event in Toronto. We went there. Jesse gave a panel speech. It was super cool. This is Jesse giving a speech. Hedera banner, of course, for everyone. Another shot of Toronto. Again, it's been a few years since I spent some solid time in Toronto. So this is actually really, really cool. One thing that was great. So this is Pluto from Hashpack. One thing that was great that like a lot of people got the like 2-for-1 passes, but the same name was put on both badges. So he had a badge that said May, which was pretty funny. And this was the conference area. And like the setup was like wicked. Like, to be honest, the folks that I was there with were kind of blown away with the setup and kind of the quality of it. There we go. My cute hat. I had a badge that said Tyler McDonald instead of my name. And then this was like a great walkthrough of the event. And again, setup was sick. The space was awesome. Lots of people were there. They had a lot of chill space to hang out. No, man, what's up? Good to see you. And yeah, lots of good stuff. There's Tyler and May talking about Hedera things. This is a great photo. Hgraph and the Hashpack team. I think that's the best part about these conferences is like getting people together in person. The energy was just great. This was cool. So this is a guitar right here that's shaped like the Ethereum logo. And I had a few people. So this was one thing about the conference that kind of blew my mind was I had a few people come up to me. HBAR News, how's it going? Good to see you, man. I had a few people come up to me that were like, hey, I listened to your show, and they like pull out their phone and they showed the podcast or the whatever on their phone. And I was kind of surprised. I had a few people come up and like say they watched the show and they enjoy it. And even more people coming up asking about Hedera, just kind of out of the blue. And it was very kind of surprising, but really cool to kind of see that interest in the network and just kind of awareness around it. And people approaching us. GM, good morning. It's funny for folks listening to the audio version on podcast. This is when I'm saying hi to people, leaving comments on the live stream. But people coming up to us, asking about the network. That was really, really, really cool. But yeah, this was an Ethereum guitar that they made, and they want to tokenize it on Hedera. I said Twigital might be a good option, so we'll see. This was also cool. So this was out in like this cabana area, which was like massive. And again, I love conferences where sure you've got booths, sure you got the stage, sure you got panels, but like the chill space to like hang out with people, getting deep conversations, like that's where a huge amount of value comes for me from conferences. So lots of outdoor space. The weather in Toronto was great. Usually the weather in Canada this time of year is not great. So this was like pretty serendipitous. Here's a cool clip of like what that cabana area looked like. And again, I was expecting this conference to be like super tiny. It was not. There must have been at least 7,000 people there. It was crazy. It was super cool. This was a great dinner that we had. Like we've got Jesse from Hashport here. And again, got to give a shout out to Hashport. I mean, they're doing all they can. It's the bridge into the network. They're so critical for our ecosystem, and had so many great conversations with Jesse. So shout out. Had a great dinner. There's the two Tylers there, Tyler from Hashpack, Tyler from HGraph. May, we even had Joe High Times there, a Torontonian. Great to see him in person. I mean, that's one thing about this ecosystem and community is like just the collectors and users and community members are like what this is all about. So it's always awesome to have like community members hanging out with people. You know, so it was great. It was great with Joe High Times. He's like, man, my spaces are so brutal sometimes. And I'm like, you know, it is what it is. He's a genuine guy. So it was great. There's me and Tyler chilling out in the cabanas. There's me at the hotel. It was a good hotel. Grabbing some, what is that? What I got? Oh, I got a free muffin and coffee in the morning. Hell yeah. There for the free coffee and muffin. This is a photo of Tyler and I working on our hackathon submission that is launching in 50 minutes now. Maybe if we can, is there a way to zoom in on the screen? Can we zoom in? I don't think we can zoom in. This was really cool too. So, allegedly Ray, legend in the community. We were sitting watching a panel and guy comes up. We were in a little group chat together. And again, community member coming up. He brought us these delicious citrus ginger drinks from the food truck, some nachos. So we were literally sitting in the booth with nachos and bevies, watching a panel on like real world assets from like someone from Coinbase. And in this great venue, it was just kind of a total vibe, just people kind of getting together and connecting, which was great. There were lots of these too, these ATMs. And I was like, how do we get HBAR into these? Because I think there were other assets in them and there was a lot of people using them. Like there were people like on these ATMs clicking away, putting their credit card in and like all that stuff. So I'm like, whoa, you know, it'd be cool to say to people like, hey, grab your credit card, buy some HBAR. And of course, it wouldn't be a conference without seeing a Cybertruck. We were driving around and we saw a Cybertruck in Toronto. And of course, it had Austin, Texas license plates. So who knows? Was Elon Musk there? I don't know. Cannot confirm, cannot deny. And that's it for the photos. But honestly, it was a great conference. And some other kind of quick notes on the conference were like, again, lots of HBARbarians there by surprise. Wasn't expecting it. Conference was better than expected. So shout out to all those people. And the folks I was meeting with from the community builders in the ecosystem, like honestly, so many people are in lockstep right now, right? Like there are problems in our ecosystem for sure, but the leaders in this ecosystem truly see those problems as opportunities. And there's so much like independent strategy, execution, ideation, planning. That's just really the community. Like every single person in leadership at Hedera and Swirlds Labs or Hashgraph and all that kind of stuff, everybody should really understand that there's like a truly world-class ecosystem and community here, building with whatever they got. And it's like, that is everything in Web3. Having a solid, sticky community is everything in Web3. So again, I'll say that the Hedera community is probably one of the most underutilized assets in the industry. It's just incredible. Also too, like I was listening to some conversations like over the shoulder and stuff like that. There's a lot of family offices, like investment family offices that were there looking for new networks with upcoming projects and ecosystems. I also chatted with a venture studio that's actually just up here in Ottawa. I'll grab a coffee with them, but they were very interested in the Hedera ecosystem, what's being built here. They were familiar with Hedera, but once I explained where we're at, some of the problems in the ecosystem, again, those kind of folks see problems and see opportunity, and they're very interested. It's like, hey, it's a novel new technology, this new network. We're seeing some good growth, and we have a bunch of different pockets of pre-revenue, pre-product startups that are very energetic, and so it's right up their alley. So that was very cool. And just in general, like there is definitely like a massive pool of talent in this ecosystem that does go untapped. So I do see that as being attractive to, venture studios, venture capital, like that kind of stuff like that. And yeah, to be honest, conference was better than expected. Shout out to Futurist, Blockchain, Toronto. It was always good to be in Toronto. So had a blast, had such a good time, meeting everybody, seeing the fam. So honestly, I really needed it. It was a lot of work, but it was worth it. It was great to see, everybody. So, that